Welcome to Patanjali Yoga Meditation. In this presentation, I want to share with you certain benefits that a practitioner of Patanjali Yoga Meditation can expect to obtain. And today we are going to look at the list number 41 to 50. In the past few sessions, we have discussed the benefits number 1 to 40, and today we want to discuss from 41 to 50. So, as I have stated earlier, a Patanjali Yoga meditation practitioner may be categorized in three broad categories: beginner, intermediate, and proficient. It is just a relative way to speak about the progress that a meditation practitioner is likely to make. In the beginner stage, the practitioner is getting confidence that he is the owner of his mind. So it's not that his mind is taking him around the world, but he has sufficient ownership of his mind that he can tell his mind what to do, what not to do, and to stay calm as is happening as we want in doing the minutes of meditation. In intermediate stage, the practitioner is now quite confident about the separation between the mind and me. So, otherwise, for the layperson, me and my mind are intact, one unit. It's difficult to separate between them. But when we say this is a intermediate category person, in so far as Patanjali Yoga meditation is concerned, then we mean that this is a person who is, when he sits for meditation, he can see very clearly that there is a distance between him and his mind. So, and this separation, you know, allows him to be slightly detached from the events in the world. And there will be another important aspect we will see later in the future, that he can get his mind slightly transformation in mind. But in today's discussion, we will see more the early part of separation that causes an objective view of his mind. Just like when you are watching a television news, you are slightly away from television anchor person and you are listening to the news. Sometimes you may get too much involved in it. Otherwise, most of the time, you are detached from whatever television is telling you, is it not? So, in the same manner, if you are separated from your mind, you have an option whether to become participative in those worldly events or look at it from a distance. Here now, mind becomes like an inner TV. So you are always watching the inner TV, but it is for you to decide whether you want to get too much attached to it or you want to be very much you want to be very detached from it or you want to be very much part of it. It's all option in your hand. So let's look at this. And of course the proficient category is one when he can quite feel that his mind is blank and he is immersed in an infinite ocean, which gives him a lot of that inner energy or love and compassion and knowledge and all that fills him with the positivity. So these are our three categories. Last week we had moved on probably from beginner to intermediate because there is a lot of gray area. So it's not that way that this benefit number one is in that category or so. It's a slightly subtle changes from one category to another. But definitely, last week we had moved from beginner to intermediate stage, and today we are more talking about a practitioner of Patanjali Yoga meditation who is in this category. So let's read it from 41 to 50, one after another. 41 is saying detachment from events in the surroundings. So as we know it now, events are brought to us by the mind screen, and the observer is always watching it. And as I said, if you see it as an inner TV, then it's reasonably easier, quite easy for a observer to say, I am watching my inner TV in a detached manner, in an objective sense. I don't really want to get involved in it. So that sort of a detachment comes in. And when that is possible, then you can your anxiety level diminish it, because you are just seeing things from a distance in an objective, detached manner. You don't quite take it as it is happening to you personally. Somebody is doing something and you are just watching it. Okay. Now you are no more automatically provoked by someone's unpleasant words or behavior. Somebody did something to you, or somebody spoke something to you, but it is, you take cognizance of it, you become aware of it, but you don't get affected by it. You just maintain a distance, is it not? So you are not automatically provoked by it. You can just take your time. Should I react or not? And then if I want to react, let me do it not the way he did it to me. I want to react in a positive manner. So you can be more proactive approach in interacting with others, even if others are sending in some sort of unpleasant things to you. And at 45 it says that way you gain ability to maintain your inner peace and calm even in turbulent times. Many things are happening in the world. They come up to you by way of your mind scan, but they don't automatically are hitting you. You are separate from that. So you take your time. Okay, how much do I want to get affected, or why should I lose my inner peace? I want to, I don't want to lose my inner peace because of something happening outside world. That way you gain an ability in 46. You can live in the world yet occupying a seat slightly above the worldly plane. So now you imagine you are in a different plane from where you do see all that is happening in the world. But when it comes to influencing or affecting the world, you take your time and you do it in your own way, in a positive way. So you maintain the distance not only from your mind but from the world also. You are less affected by worldly turbulence. And when it comes to discharging your duties to your spouse, your children, your friends and colleagues and all others, you do it as they would expect from you, but you don't get too much involved. You don't really become the part of that world. You are watching it, but you are not really in this world. You are slightly, just like you are slightly away from your mind, now you are slightly away from the world, because this mind only brings you to the world. The whole world actually is in our mind, is it not? What we see in our mind, that is what is happening in the world. So if you are separate from your mind, you can be separate from the world also to some extent. So 47, then you have some inner power. You always emit positivity in all circumstances. And then, we are now talking about less clutter in your mind. Your mind does not show all the things happening. You are in a shopping mall, all kinds of people are saying all kinds of things. They want business from you, and they want to take your time, attract your attention, but you are walking because you have to buy a particular thing. You go for that specific purpose and come out, is it not? So you don't let, you are very sensitive now. You don't let clutter, you know, gather in your mind. And if that is the case, your mind, your memory is swift now. It is easy to retrieve information from your memory. And if your mind has less clutter, etc., then at 49 you have better focus and clarity. You Things are not haphazard. You can see from a more objective lens. And at number 50, when it comes to problem solving, you are easier to get to the root of a problem because you have a better focus. You don't get carried away by peripheral issues, distractions. You just get to the root of the problem, and you have an advantage that you can provide a better and efficient solution to the problem. So that's all we wanted to discuss in the range of benefits that one can expect from Patanjali Yoga meditation. I have to go up to about 135 or so list, which every third week I take out 10 out of them and show it to you, discuss with you. Thank you very much for your attention, and we will meet again next week. Have a good time.